AMR is responding to a news report this week detailing the number of times the ambulance company responded late to calls in Colorado Springs.
New tonight at 6:30. This is a story News 5's Laura Wilson's been tracking. Laura, you were able to get a copy of that contract today between AMR and the city. What'd you find out?
Well, the contract, yes, thanks to AMR. I also put in a request to the city under the Colorado Open Records Act looking for response times in 2017. It's information that was already released to a local newspaper, but the city decided not to give us those same numbers today. They do have 3 days to respond, though. What I was able to look at was the contract as well as statistics provided to us by AMR. Now, according to this contract, AMR has 8 minutes to respond on scene to an emergency in city limits. If the Colorado Springs Fire Department gets there first, then AMR has an additional 4 minutes to respond before being considered late. That response time is allowed to be later in suburban and rural areas. Now, AMR says there were about 4,200 times last year when crews failed to meet their contracted response times, but that's out of about 61,000 calls a year, meaning they were on time to just over 93% of their calls in 2017. The contract requires at least 92%, which AMR says they've exceeded since the start of their contract. They also tell me AMR pays the city $1.17 million per year in reimbursement for CSFD responses, which I'm told has had a negative impact on their own times.
When you're paying a contract fee, that takes away from the available staff and that we can add to the system, or ambulances that we could add to the street. So yeah, it does definitely have an impact.
And I reached out to Priority Ambulance to take a closer look at their response times in some of the bigger cities they serve. Their contracts vary from Colorado Springs, so we don't do or have an exact side-by-side analysis, but a spokeswoman told me they have met all of their contracted response times. Now, in some cases, they were only required to hit 90% versus 92% required here in Colorado Springs. And as I mentioned, we're still waiting on the city to release more data to us so we can crunch the numbers ourselves. So this is a story we will continue to track for you. Rob, Elizabeth, back to you.